Hello! Today we are going to be reacting to Pathologic 3 Review Mania Edition by SSethTzeentach. I've seen a good amount of SSethTzeentach over the years, and this is the first time I'll actually get to react to their videos. Yay! Oh, what am I doing? This is also for a game that I've heard a lot of, and sadly never been able to actually play. But this one, maybe I might get a shot if I can figure out some stuff about my storage. Now, Pathologic. Oh boy, that's a title. That's a game, all right. Where do I begin with this game? Oh boy, I've heard way too much about the previous games. Well, specifically the first game. I don't know anything about the second game. I just heard it was technically a remake of the first game. I can't even imagine what Pathologic 3 would end up being like. But I am hyped for it. I'm looking forward to finding out what's going to go on here. And I'm also very happy to have found out that this is literally just came out. Like, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago. So, hopefully it doesn't get too spoilery in it. Then again, that's kind of how I've lived Pathologic lately. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to the original on my description, so you please do give that a look. If you enjoy yourself, please leave a like. Please leave any comments for anything else you'd like me to react to, and do subscribe, and I am aiming for 1,000 one day, and we are a long way from that. Let's go ahead and get it going. Take it away, Seth.
Hey people, Sseth here.
Hey, Sseth!
Pathologic Free is a game about trading walnut shells for opium with a gang of preschoolers.
Yep, that sounds par for the course so far for Pathologic.
Arguing eugenics with rats and upholding your Hippocratic oath. Despite the number, this is the best entry point to the series. You don't need prior experience or to play the previous titles to understand.
That is music to my ears, although whenever I see a number in a game, I am always tempted to start from the beginning, so I might not be able to do that, but I would love to try.
Understand the contents, which is a blessing because I have.
Oh dear!
Daniil Dankovsky, Bachelor of Medicine and proprietor of Fanatica, a Soviet institute researching the phenomena of death and its reversal. Funding has run out, and your last hope is a letter describing the existence of an immortal man, Simon Kane, living in a remote town on the steppe. Translation: this game takes place in Kazakhstan.
Oh, wow. The graphics look so improved from what I've seen in the past. Holy cow.
However, upon arrival, you're informed of his murder. To make matters worse,
Oh! Well, so much for being immortal, I guess.
a mysterious plague has broken out. The trains have stopped, and there's no way out.
Oh! Oop, there's your flamethrower, guys. Oh boy, so it's still about plague, still about things going mad, and it's still things like getting worse over time. Love it!
Then you're jumped to the present, being interrogated in the capital. You stand accused of leaving the town for dead, for fleeing from your doctorly duties. But you didn't. Or you did, until you went back and changed that too. Past.
So, okay, I know that there's a lot of weird distortion stuff in this game series. So if I'm hearing this right, he says we're going in here, that we're jumping to the present, which means are we technically in the past doing things and trying to find out what's kind of like doing like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Chrono Trigger thing, where you're technically in your trial, and whatever actions you chose is going to determine how things continue, only this time it's a little more permanent and major for the entire game. Oh boy, this game does get insane, and it's so far par for the course.
Present and future aren't a line, but a liquid. Their order doesn't matter, only your choices and actions. This is A Young Doctor's Notebook by Bulgakov, except it's a psychological horror where you're responsible for the lives of 18,000
What is he
people
doing?
and kin in a backwater culture with strange customs who will antagonize and hinder your efforts every step of the way.
That
As you
sounds about
listen
right.
to the soothing sounds of Mongolian throat singing.
Oh, Mongolian throat thing. That stuff is ridiculously crazy. I don't know. I could never be able to pull that off properly, but holy cow, that is some crazy music.
Dealing with a plague is the least of your problems.
And I know there was like in previous games as well, and it's just really hits a spot of some sort of bit in your mind where it's like, yeah, that's good.
Dealing with people, and suddenly
Oh.
it's like you're watching body cam footage. I have to tell these apes to stand down before they realize I don't have anything in the chamber.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, because I know also another major thing is that this is not a major shooter game. This is kind of more of a mental insanity kind of game. Um, and you're trying to solve a mystery and cure a plague. And this is probably all you're getting. You're not getting rifles. This is the only thing you're pretty much going to get. And I imagine you're going to be very limited on your ammo. And I don't know if they had a mechanic where if you brandish your weapon or not, they'd slow down at you or what, but oh my, this could get very, very interesting, very, very fast, and I don't know how aggressive they're going to make their people. I believe they were very aggressive in the previous game, so oh boy.
He's out of ammo.
Or do I? And all this while you
Oh, lovely, they can call your bluff even when you're not bluffing. Oh, lovely.
deal with the greatest problem. Yourself. With his glass bones and paper skin, Daniil has the constitution of a humming
I'm not liking that meter on the top. That meter on the top is giving me some bad vibes.
bird. A little too much excitement. He becomes manic, and his tiny heart just can't keep up.
Oh,
but
no.
if an orphan calls him Unk and says he's getting a Norwood 7 in the next 4 years, he begins to load his suicide revolver. To
Is it bad I have absolutely no idea what that Norword 7 is?
summarize our protagonist's entire ethos, if you bully me, I'll kill myself. Every
Oh,
moment
lovely.
is a battle against apathy. Get a little too sad, upset, or annoyed, and suddenly you're fighting intrusive thoughts with a gun in your mouth. But
Oh, no.
death is the beginning. Our
So, you get too apathetic, you want to kill yourself. You have too much manic, you're just going to have a heart attack. Well, sounds like apathy might be the way they want to go then, because you only have a chance to die, not definitely die.
Our failures on the 5th marked the end, and we're not satisfied with the conclusion, so we're going to rewrite the whole thing. Time is essential, precious,
Wait. Let's start that over.
and fleeting, until we wind the clocks back and realize each day is infinite. After all, the cathedral generates time. How can we ever run out? Each day is a set of impossible
Oh. Okay, this... Oh my, this one image is definitely sending me right now. There is a lot of things. It is a quest web. I love quest webs. I love webs. It's giving me Majora's Mask vibes and Outer Wilds vibes. And I'm loving the fact that this seems to be only halfway through the game and it's this big and... Oh my, I gotta get this game. I gotta get this game.
tasks. To succeed in one means to fail the rest. For example, one of my last remaining leads is currently being buried alive. If I don't dig him out, he'll suffocate in a few hours. But if I do, I'll miss the distribution of contaminated spring water and the diagnosis of several key patients. So,
Or in other words, this is 100% Majora's Mask Psychotic Edition. Just saying something because Majora's Mask was already pretty psychotic.
I hold on to my success and shatter my failures. The day repeats, and to the testimony of all witnesses, Dankovsky was here. Mirrors steal your time and reflection, so
What?
be sure to break any you see. As a physician, diagnosis
No idea what that means, but I'm intrigued.
makes for one of the most interesting and frustrating aspects of your job. That's because, more often than not, a patient is lying to you, to themselves, or both at the same time. We begin
Now, that's just not a pathologic thing, that's just a life thing.
with what we can trust, physical examination and microscopic biopsy analysis.
Oh, you get to actually be a blooming doctor this time around. If I recall, everyone was technically some sort of form of doctor. You had like multiple characters you can choose from, but you don't really do more than get some sort of cure thing and try and cure patients. Now you're actually being an actual doctor. Intriguing.
From there, we question the patient, investigate their surroundings, and get secondhand information from friends and family. And if they don't have any of those, we ask the homeless. Each time you tick off a symptom, your casebook draws closer to a likely conclusion.
Homeless people in real life. Insane psychotic people you want to run the heck away from unless they happen to actually be a legit nice person, then you might spare a coin. But just know if you don't give them things, they could be crazy enough to actually come at you. Homeless people in video games. Oh, they're always in touch with the Thieves Guild. They always know what's up. They've always got the inside scoop. Always try to be friends with them. Yeah, that doesn't work in real life.
Sometimes the obvious answer is a red herring, and you have to dig deeper for the truth. Symptoms may be present and unrelated, dormant
It's lupus. It's never lupus.
or absent, depending on the progression of disease. Correct diagnosis is critical, as it
What?
lets us formulate a provision
I can't tell if that is actually in this game with what was said on that card, or if that's a SSethTzeentach edit. I don't know if that's something on this game's reputation or Sseth's reputation. Ugh.
Original vaccine for Vidae. This isn't the first time the town has dealt with a plague.
It
5
sure
years
hasn't.
ago, the sand pest made its first appearance, which was swiftly contained by a quarantine and burning everyone alive. Unfortunately, the town physician responsible for containing the epidemic, Isidore Burach, has also been murdered on the exact same day as
I have no idea if that's the previous game or not. But once again, I want to find out!
Simon. However, we aren't entirely defenseless. We brought an experimental prototype from a capital, a device that manipulates air pressure to disperse microbial particles.
Okay, they brought so many awesome new mechanics. Yeah, I'm getting us.
Hold down, charge, and release.
19.
Essentially, this is an industrial aerosol disinfectant.
I was
But
preferred
we're in
18.
the middle of nowhere, so we have to settle for loading it with digestive bile from a cow's liver.
Oh. Well, one must make do with whatever they got, I guess, especially when everybody's broke and dying.
If you're
No, come on, it's only about a 10-minute video! Why throw it out of it now? Skip!
The good news is that we can traverse infected districts.
Well.
The bad news
Okay, I can't tell if the countdown is a timer countdown until this effect stops working, or if you have a limited amount of charges and it's counting it down in front of you. Either way could be very interesting and tense.
is that we're going insane. Shabnak Adig, step demon and manifestation of a plague, has taken a fascination with us. She is death. You're the killer of death, and she's pursuing a toxic relationship. It's not a case of you're bad for each other.
And here's another mechanic! Oh dear god, it's the black thing from Prince of Persia that chases you in the second game.
She is a golem made of sand and bone, and she's going to tear you apart. The prototype can only temporarily delay her, but like a moth to flame, she's easily distractible. But we can't run forever. Each site of infection contains a bloom, a cluster of dormant plague. When stimulated by a caustic agent, it becomes active and exhibits autophagy against other sand pest cells. By loading our prototype with a sample, we can fire it directly at Shabnak. You get a single shot at this, so try not to miss. Provided you didn't fumble it, she cannibalizes herself, which slows the outbreak for a day. And tomorrow, she'll remember what you did. Ever since Pathologic 2, the mind...
Oh dear, oh my goodness. I remember the thing on the left there. I believe that's called the... I don't know why it's called this, but I believe it's called the hexagon? This map, I think this is a pretty darn big map. What is that? Is that thing on the right a mine? I think it's a mine of some kind. Oh my goodness. And all this chaos is happening around day 3 with this Shabgak guy. Oh dear good lord. My mind is spinning and I can't tell if I'm loving it, hating it, or both. Probably
keeps
both.
us from aimless wandering. Each time we travel between districts, we have to plot a course. If they're safe, we can pass through automatically, but cross any district that's infected or rioting, and we have to reach the exit ourselves.
Oh,
Personally,
that's
I
not
prefer
good.
death by ancient bacteria over the raping intent of country bandits. Wherever Dankovsky
Oh,
goes,
dear lord.
the sound of clapping follows. But it's not his hands that make the orchestra. After establishing a
Interesting.
field hospital, the ruling family
No idea where that was from.
authority to enact emergency decrees. This is often a balancing act, as many of the measures
Okay, I played Frostmark before. Emergency decrees are never a good thing.
you take to decrease contagion increase unrest. You get to witness the effects of your policies firsthand, as your enforcers misinterpret routine inspection for
And the term enforcers definitely doesn't bode well either. And oh dear lord, they are standing in front of the people's doors with makeshift spears and plague doctors and oh boy.
board up their doors and windows, kill them if they try to leave. There's a Turkish proverb, feed the orphan today, and in return, he'll sodomize you tomorrow. Don't
Yeah, I doubt that that's actually a Turkish proverb.
expect gratitude. You can't save them all. The town collapses after day 5. That's why, initially, we can't go to day 6, because it doesn't exist. That's why we make the decree.
Okay, imagine, if you will, Majora's Mask actually had 6 days, and you had those first 3 days to survive, and you can't get to the other days until you hit a certain mark. That is just as intriguing, and I'm also intrigued at the different marks that are used under the decrees. Oh, okay, I see how it is. All these approved things are submitted by different groups, I think, is what I'm gathering. Oh, charts, charts, charts! Oh, dear Lord. I am enjoying this too much.
Through our actions, the future has become longer. Traveling to the future requires that the sandpast has not reached a critical point of no return, as seen by the red line on the chart. Basically, we're safe-scumming each possibility until we reach the desired outcome. The powers that be are replaced by the capital. They're outside of the story, and you're actively arguing your case with interrogators sent to destroy you. You can even meet the inspector on day 4 and coax out answers to his strategy. He introduces himself as a dog catcher. In his own words, when he puts on the leash, they
Inglorious bastards, anybody?
struggle so furiously, they get into a loop. These loops are dead ends.
You are harboring your hardened criminals of the state underneath your floorboards, are you not? Oh, I love that movie.
In your reasoning chain, paradoxes and contradictions that have to be rewritten to escape. If we calm down and refuse to struggle, he can't win. We can't influence the outcome without starting the day, but to start the day, we have to convince him of its relevance. For this reason, we dispel his immediate accusations. Then, as the story changes, so does the relevance of what came before and after. You've probably realized by now, there's a lot of dialogue. It's not
No, you don't say! And I imagine this one has more voicing than the other games, which had very little voicing, so you had to read literally everything. Oh dear.
just verbose and flowery, it's a lot of sophistry. And it goes both ways, because Dankovsky will randomly
And it's all in this very dark background. I don't get the artistic choices, but they are definitely choices.
spout Latin, not even complicated Latin. Instead of saying, "You made a mistake," this man will say, "Errare humanum est." Replace it with Japanese and you'll understand. A patient complains that they're dying. He responds with, "Naruhodo." We're talking weeaboo levels of Latin. Ever since Mandalore pointed this out, I'm led to believe
Mandalore watching? Mandalore reference. Be sure to watch Mandalore if you haven't, because he's an awesome one as well.
the town doesn't distrust him. They just think he's a neurodivergent savant. As he garbles out, "Watashi wa daniro desu. Ikuzo!" to a group of blank-faced schoolchildren. On the other hand, this is a man who runs around town like Sonic the Hedgehog while scoping out trash with his Witcher vision, which he stores inside clocks for safekeeping. The signs were already there. We simply ignored the diagnosis. I could spoil the entire
Oh, that's an image to pause on. Oh, geez. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that tells you a lot when you're playing on the playground and you're getting your mentality fixed.
plot of a series and lay out every detail, and you would come back just as confused. Without knowing, there's no understanding. Thus, I don't need you to understand my actions.
The mother of all weapons. Brighter than the sun.
Oh? No. That's not an option, is it? Oh dear God, you can blow up the hexagon!
Pathologic is avant-garde.
Oh dear. I don't entirely understand. I'm not even going to even completely claim that I understand the purposes of things. All I know is that that thing is supposed to be extremely important for some reason. And if that thing is falling down, that just tells me it gets real. Okay.
If you're a sued, puzzling if you're goy cattle, and mundane if you knew it already. Playing Pathologic 1 feels like being mugged, repeatedly, forever, and I don't wish this on anyone.
And that's what I'm talking about, how the games were previously very aggressive. Look at that, just sucker hooligan squad coming after you, Jesus.
Pathologic 2 became an actual game, and free is the most polished experience this company has ever made. They say, write what you know. In a case of modern media, this is living in Seattle and receiving the gift. Then, from a Slavosphere, it's a bunch of esoteric hallucinations from a lack of sunlight. Combine this with Second Temple Talmudic rabbinical teachings, read a
I have absolutely no idea what he just said there.
little bit of a Kabbalah, sprinkle in some Gnosticism, and see what comes out. It's probably one of the better artsy games out there. But the problem is that the art crowd has AIDS and wants a walking simulator with no difficulty. So they can write a 5-hour video essay about how Olgimsky is fat and lives
Yeah, no. the games journalists will not have a good time with this one. They might survive a little bit longer compared to the previous games, and long enough to make at least a small review. But no, they're not going to enjoy this game, I hope.
In the gut district, and his large, matronly body is a metaphor for, like, consumption. The difficulty sneaks up on you. Amalgam isn't infinite, and like menopause, you'll eventually run dry. Each day has a finite set of temporal resources that can't be brought over. However, nicotine tolerance is permanent, as your 6mg menthol zins will gradually lose their potency. Being outside of time has its consequences, because the drugs are wearing off. There's some rough edges, which I'm told they're working on. The UI isn't final. Quick.
So wait, is it a time loop game with limited amount of loops I'm hearing? Because if that's the case, that's interestingly unique. Which means eventually it's going to turn into, okay, time to actually replay the whole game and learn from those your actual mistakes. Oh, man, I'm getting very, very, very intrigued.
Slots break, some voiceovers and text strings are missing, and once I talked to an NPC and got jump scared by Cyrillic. In summary, philosophers need to be sent to a foreign penal colony where they can't bother the rest of us. I thoroughly recommend it. The game is available on Steam with a 20% launch discount, and for the rest, just watch my other videos.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. No! Not ads! Be gone, ads! Be gone! I do not want any more ads! Gone! That was the end. Okay, fine. You can never tell with SSethTzeentach reviews. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Pathologic 3. I'm getting it. I would love to actually stream it as well, but I don't know how well it's going to go. It kind of has its ups and downs as being an interesting game and not so interesting. But yeah, I definitely have got to play it nonetheless. So, hey, I thank you very much for watching this review of me here. If you've never played Pathologic before, I at least recommend giving it a try. Then try Pathologic 3. You might actually like this one, it sounds like. And definitely watch Seth's review and give him some more likes if you for some reason you found me before you found him somehow. But I thank you very much for watching here. And please, if you did enjoy, leave a like. Leave any comments for anything else you'd like me to watch. And please do subscribe to help me grow. I thank you very much. Be sure to live life to the max. I'm out.